excited because we are hopping on today to talk to LoKation with Jonathan. For anyone who doesn't know me, I have worked with LoKation for many years to bring you all your LoKation home search app and also the LoKation Luxury app. So it's a really cool mobile search real estate app that is branded to each one of you. It's branded to LoKation, and it can really, really help you to build a pipeline, pull people in, because we know everybody's on their phones 24/7 in this day and age, right? So Jonathan, thanks for hopping on with us today.
My pleasure. Always a pleasure to have a convo with you.
Yeah. So I think first and foremost, we want to talk a little bit about the app. You were very early to the app. I don't want to say trend because now it's kind of a standard, but at the time, it was kind of a newer concept in real estate for a company, a brokerage, a team to have their own branded app. Now it's almost essential. So let's talk a little bit about that aha moment where you got the idea to even get an app for LoKation.
So it's kind of funny. The original conversation kind of came in line with when Netflix put out the story of Uber. And that's what kind of got the mind churning. We've had taxis, we've had car services, we've had all of that for years. But why did Uber become successful? It's not because it's cheaper. It's not price driven. In fact, Ubers are a little bit more expensive than taxis. But what you're paying for is convenience. You're paying for the experience. You're paying for the ease of being on your phone, which is in your hand at any given moment, and having that on-demand capability to communicate and transport yourself wherever you would like to go. With a taxi, you just stand in the street, flag somebody down, and hope you had one passing by if there was enough concentration. But it created this tremendous efficiency in the palm of your hand. And the thought goes to then what you do every day, real estate. How do we put the power of the MLS in the palm of a consumer's hands? We all know, having gone through the buying experience, that when you decide to buy a house, it's become an obsessive culture. You are day and night thinking, looking online, finding that property, looking at articles, reading blogs, listening to vlogs and podcasts, etc. So why not put that in the palm of your hand, where instead of getting an email notification or having your agent call you that there's a new property on the market, that you have accessibility to do that with the palm of your hand in that app and getting push notifications when these properties come on the market instead of being reactive. It allows the consumer to be proactive, and all pathways lead back to you instead of leaving them up to the portals, which are on their phone.
Yes, yes. So just to let anyone who's new to the app know, you guys can get this app through LoKation. It's the LoKation app, but when customers get into the app experience, they will see you and only you as their agent on every single listing in your entire MLS coverage area. So it's really, really cool. So agents are facing a lot of challenges in this market right now, right? A lot of stuff happened with NAR. It was an election year. There's been a lot of ebbs and flows. So why is having a branded real estate app crucial to an agent's business going into 2025?
So the best way that I can describe this is, when you're in a market like what we're experiencing right now, transactions are not plentiful. But it's the work that you do now and the relationships that you build now and getting more touch points or access points to that consumer into your business. That's when the market shifts. All of those people that are sitting there, you're the one who's front of mind, or top of mind for that matter, because they've been looking and staying updated on what's going on. You're providing them the content, you're providing them the information that is so important. We always think that negative narratives from the media is a bad thing. And in the immediate, yes, it is. But in the long term, it's not. This is the ability for you to capitalize on that narrative because people want to know what's happening in the market. It's become so hypersensitive to people's ears. If you own a home, you want to know what's going on around you. It's not about, hey, there's an open house down the street. It's, hey, this home just hit the market. This affects you. This affects the value of your home, which in turn affects the equity that you have if you were turned around and sell your home. But for a buyer who's looking, or a renter who's out there thinking that they're paying rent for the rest of their lives, this is information on the accessibility and the affordability of them being able to pull that trigger and not be paying somebody else's mortgage for the rest of their lives, but to be able to achieve that American dream and invest in their own future. There's no better way to build long-term wealth than real estate. So put the app in their hands and make that dream a reality.
Yes, 100%. And I think sometimes it can be a little intimidating to start to use a new tool or to just jump into it. What is your advice for agents at LoKation or anywhere really to take advantage of these tools that your brokerage provides?
So same thing goes. We're trying to create this unified, integrated experience for you as an agent with the company that allows you to do the same thing with your consumer. If you look at the trend that is going on with major corporations and portals within our industry, this is going to date this recording a little bit, but Rocket just bought Redfin for $1.7 billion. That's a tremendous amount of money. Why did they do that? They didn't do that simply to have Redfin agents refer their mortgage company. That's not it. They're trying to provide this single app, this single integrated experience. Consumers are already searching on Redfin. If you can build all of that in for this seamless, efficient consumer experience, that is what's going to make it work. It's not going to be rate shopping and picking your lender. It's going to be who can streamline this experience for me and have it all done in a streamlined process. So that is the experience that you want to create for your consumer. If you have them in the app, they're in one place, searching in one spot. All roads lead back to you where you're representing them. And if you set this up correctly, how we've structured this, the contacts and the information from your app feed into your CRM. And that is where your business hub is to maintain and nurture that relationship and be top of mind with them, front of mind, top of mind, either one.
We'll go with it. Sounds good.
Create that seamless experience. Your CRM connects to your transaction management. Your CRM connects to your nurturing and your follow-up marketing. So by having the app, that's the access point of what matters to the consumer and not just being on a computer, because they're not sitting in front of a computer ready to look. They're on their phone. Why are Facebook groups so effective? Because you're already there. You're not taking somebody to an old discussion board or a forum or Reddit or Twitter, etc. They're on Facebook. Leverage Facebook. And that's why our Facebook group is so successful, and we'll never take it anywhere else. The same thing goes for a consumer. If you're on your phone, you need to be prevalent on their phone.
Yes. And I use that line that you say, all roads leading back to you. Ever since I heard you say that when we did our last webinar, I'm like, I use that all the time, because if you're on other portals, you're literally pushing those people to other agents they can reach out to on Zillow, on Redfin, on any of those other portals. You want them in your app, in your ecosystem. And like Jonathan was saying, the app then feeds into your CRM. So let's talk about tech stack, right? I think that word gets passed around a lot, but the importance of it is that nurturing aspect, right? Because people aren't always ready to buy or sell in this moment. And I think like what you were saying, now is the time to take advantage of maybe a market that's not moving so quickly to kind of get your habits and best practices in place.
Yeah, couldn't agree more. It's times like this where leaders lead from the front. You're that vocal person who's out there communicating this stuff. It's not the best news right now. If somebody wants to buy right now, it's not the best news in the world. I mean, home affordability is a struggle right now. Yeah. Our home prices are still high. They haven't really changed much, but your market volume is down, and that's just hesitation on affordability. So if you can get that conversation, that information to them when the market turns and it's time for them to pull that trigger and buy, because whatever their situation, they can afford it at this point. It's those relationships that they're going to be leaning on. It's those people that have demonstrated the experience and the knowledge to navigate a difficult market, that when things turn, that's who they're looking to. You mentioned tech stack, so I'll touch on that for 1 second. Signing up for a technology platform and expecting that to give you business is insane. It's ludicrous. But what this does is gives you a different access point. And when you have technology, it's not about the list of things that are in your stack. It's about what you do with each one of them and how they talk to each other. So in my eyes, you have a mobile app that ties into your CRM. You have social media ads that tie into your CRM. You have Google pay-per-click that ties into your CRM. You pay for leads that come into your CRM. Everything comes to this centralized hub that you're navigating your business through. Each one of them is an access point. If you go on two agents' websites and one of them is your standard IDX search page, etc., you look at that, great, they have a nice presentation and professional appearance to them. You go to another one that has the same exact thing, professional appearance, etc., but there's a banner that goes across the top that says, download my app, because the system will recognize that you're on a mobile device. It'll show that banner on the mobile device, and with one click, they can be inside of your application. That right there tells me not only is that person professional, but they're integrated, they're technology forward, they're gonna know about things faster than the other agent who just has a static web page. So not only does it give you this access point, push notifications, and a direct line of communication, it gives you more credibility, more reliability, and just more confidence from the consumer that you know what you're doing. It's not just something that sits there, but it's a tool that you have available to the consumer to make their life easier.
Boom, I love it. I love it.
One more thing I want to add to that, Rachel, something I always did historically when we first started with this app, and I was really heavily using it. I only work with friends and family, I'm non-compete. So if I had somebody send me a link from a portal, any of them, it doesn't matter, and say, hey, what do you think about this property? When I sent it back to them, or I answered the question, I would send them the property through my application, because I want to take them off the portals. I want to get them into my application. So that would require them to then look at that same listing, and we would talk about the fields through my app, not through the site that they sent me, because I know that I can rely on the information that's in my application, whereas the portal might have been a seller listing input. You don't know that it's reliable. Everything from the app comes fed through the MLS, so you know the accuracy is there in real time.
Yes, I love that little nudge, like, bye Zillow, like nudge it towards me in my app. And it is those little nuances though that you can do with a customer to bring them into your experience and communicate with them. Because something that's really cool about the app, that once you get your customer in there, you as the agent can see everything that they're doing. You can see what they viewed, what they favorited, like how many times they viewed something. So you're literally like Big Brother. You can like always be watching.
Yeah, and one of the reasons the portals got so much attention, and they still do, is because their apps are efficient, they're convenient, they're on people's phones. If you look at the traffic, Zillow had published a report for 2024 about their consumers and where they were accessing their portal. It was a far heavy number on mobile utilization compared to desktop utilization or laptops. So it's not so much about their website, it's much more about the mobile app and having that and how it works. The day and age of your website being the function of where you push people is gone. It's a mobile app. It's how does it look in your hand?
Yeah. And it's interesting too, even sometimes like people don't even, I'm like, oh, what's your website? And they're like, oh, my website? Here's like my Instagram page. Like everything is delivered via a phone now. So I think that's huge. I mean, I think sometimes even people are like, oh, back in 2018, back in 2019 is when I like souped up my website. And I'm like, yeah, that was like 5 or 6 years ago now. And the world has changed drastically. Like in our heads, that wasn't that long ago, but everything's changed so crazy in the past 5 years. I don't know if it was like COVID or just so much has changed with technology.
Well, the speed of technology happens faster than we can understand.
Yeah.
By the time you incorporated technology and integrate it to your business, it's evolved. And the fortunate thing with HomeStack is you guys continue to evolve and push out updates and feature releases, etc., that you're evolving. We don't have to change companies. You guys are continuing to change the features and the benefits and bring new avenues on how we can leverage this for our consumers.
Awesome, Jonathan. Thank you so much for hopping on with us today. We're going to deep dive a little bit into the app, how you guys get on the app experience, and I'm going to take y'all on a little tour.
If you don't mind, I'm going to hang out and just look in the background so I can follow along, because I always learn something new from you.
Yeah, please do. I love it. Awesome. Thanks, Jonathan.